Greetings, everyone! My name is Addervale, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In today's morning live stream, I'll be covering a combo of both Veersmith levels and other levels of Fan Online, primarily focusing on the former. I'll be doing this for about 2-ish hours, 2 to 2.5 hours, then showcase art, and a separate stream memes plus reacts. And this will be the last live Maker stream for about a month. So if you have any levels you wish for me to check out, let me know. I'll prioritize this over memes if necessary. And yeah, in loving memory of Akira Toriyama, that was a gut punch a few nights ago. Also, Rooster Teeth is shutting down. Have fun your family trip, Oscar. Let's go. First on the lineup is Metal Man Fast Conveyor Belt Remake Stage by Galaxy Man. 91 plays, score 32. Let's go. Yeah, 2024 has been a pretty eventful year in the last 3 or so months. Well, it's not even 3 months yet, actually. It's been 2 months and a few days. Hazbin Hotel I expected to become very popular because the pilot as well as Hell of a Boss is pretty popular. But Pow World, to see how a scrappy, somewhat indie game become that much of a super hit when many of us were taught to just make a splash and immediately fail or flounder, it's incredible. In fact, it's been a pretty good year in terms of indie releases being fairly major. You know, Pow World, Helldivers 2, another game. Yeah, could have been worse. That's what I appreciate. Thankfully, no end of the world. After all those promises, I don't really take any credence of that. It'll happen when it happens. You have an idea for a game, Buster? Two, say? And yeah, I get an Oscar. If it's shut down by anyone, they own it? That's not quite how it works, but yeah, they own it. Can be fan games. I'll be entering vacation on about March 13th or 14th. I'll still be here, but at a limited capacity. Like, some might be available during the evenings, but I can't stream really. And the only practical time I'll stream is basically dead end hours. So yeah, only pre-recorded episodes and pre-recorded live streams for that. And 3 to 4 episodes per week. Interesting. It's catching up. Hey, top secret. Can't. Hey, Lauren. This is sort of Metal Man recreation stage, indeed. So I wonder... Oh, of course I can't do that. Time to use his actual weakness for once. Original weakness, I mean. We got a bunch of level IDs, so yeah, let's see. Top secret, thank you. You'll be 10th up. Lauren will be 9th. Paul, you'll be 12th. Or Paul will be 11th. Thank you, Lauren. Okay. Are you... I'll see if you're the same Lauren or not. Your level's been added, Lauren on YouTube. Okay, Lorenzo. Alright, for Lorenzo, your level's 12. How would setting levels work? Just send them on a Discord server, any of the social medias, or the YouTube, or the latest YouTube Mega Maker videos. Yeah, I'll take on mostly uneventful. Alright. So basically, for vacation, what I'll do is, I'll still accept level IDs through Discord and the social medias, but on YouTube's end, in order for me to accept them, you have to send the level IDs on the Maker video comment sections. Anyways, for a recreation, it's meh. It is more difficult because of the faster conveyors. Anyways, second up is Catastrophe Carnival by Oscar, 18 play score of 1. Ooh, double the roll. Okay. Aesthetics... I'm gonna have to wait for no low. Usually they have a bot or someone else helping them for that. How do I do this? I need to come... Oh my gosh, you're shaking. I see. Need to get higher. That's the trick. Oh, gotta get lower this time. Oh, thank goodness, I thought there was gonna be a bed of spikes waiting for me. Come back. Because of the low-lying ceiling, I need help. She went off screen and hit a spike. Thanks, Sylph. You didn't need to ping me, but... Okay, that's the trick. Oh, I need to get the puzzles... I do like it, it's clever. I wish you could switch control between the two roles. The fun fact is, the game actually has already been released. Before the demo on PC, the game was released on the Switch. Oh no. Okay, she's safe. Problem is, if she gets despawned, there's gotta be a better way to do this. Knights and Guns, the latest one you posted. They don't get despawned, but they can run into off-screen spikes. Whoa. Okay, you got a lot of messages. Thanks, Sylph. I already have your level as well, Jedok, from earlier. We just started. It's not that glitchy, really. The hard part here is trying to figure out what to do to get across. I've just realized that I can't really do much there. Why is Mega Man up there? Secret. I was actually testing something earlier about that. And you get a cookie, Jedok. I was waiting for someone to notice that. See, I need a way to get rolled down. But how do you get down? I wish Oscar was here because they sent the level. But they're on a trip. You know, occasionally I put some of these deliberate errors in the videos to see if anyone noticed. If I can't pass this, I'll just skip ahead and play this again later. Too low. Now I must figure out a way to get her lower and not do that. This is one of those levels where I wish... yeah. I think I'll just substitute this with a different level. Sorry, Oscar, but this is one of those levels that's gonna require a bit too much time, so I'll just substitute with a different one. Alright, substituting. So the second actual level is Pitfall Challenge, also by Oscar, 20 play score of 4. I'll try this again in the future. Thank you. I'm pretty sure I can eventually get that level, but No, Lorenzo, your level's on the queue. It's currently on the 12th place. A lot of people submitted levels before you, so you're gonna have to wait a bit. It's basically Pitfall, the arcade game. Yeah, that's fine, Lorenzo. You aren't the only one. Let's just say there are a few users who keep asking. Could use more claw energy. Hey Slash. Yeah, I saw your DM. I don't know if I have enough time to do that. You may actually want to give me some more weapon energy there. Quick question to Oscar. Why not just give us infinite Thunderclaw energy? Like, what does it at this stage have limited? Especially with no checkpoint. Ah, phew. I got to the end without a forced usage of Thunderclaw. Like, I can understand other stages where you have to be more conservative, but this is Pitfall. Why? Pitfall is a classic arcade game from the Atari, or on the Atari. Oh, it doesn't want me to fight enemies here. Of course, the danger is if you do fight, you can end up getting softlocked and forced to restart from the beginning. More action or what is... you mentioned Fate, Jaden. Do you mean the indie horror game? Soul Quest is right now kind of a discount character action game. If you want a better one, potentially better one, look at Vernal Edge. I wouldn't make compare the two direct. I can see the comparison, some of the relations, but I wouldn't compare it with Fate though. Like the inspirations, some of the inspirations they mentioned, I think was Silent. One of the inspirations they mentioned was Silent Hill. And based on my knowledge in the first game, it makes a lot more sense when you do that. Number 3 up is Gravity Circuit, Central Station, by Gokulis. 37 plays, score 0. Roll. I'm sure it'll do fine, Jaden. The game released at least 12 hours before the dead announcement. The game released in the morning, at least in the morning for me, whereas news of Toriyama's death happened in the evening. If it was the other way around, it would be really bad. Alright, Andrew, got it. We'll see. Yes, Sylv, it's on the list. Please check the level queue. We'll see what you can do. This is gonna be a bit awkward. You know what? I want Proto-Man for this. If it's on the list, it'll likely be played today, as this is the last Maker stream for a while. I'm going to prioritize levels over memes. Is this a 3-hour stream? Pretty much, I guess. We'll see. I'm gonna try round robining and getting at least 1 level per user. If we finish early, we'll finish a bit early. If not, 3-hour stream. You can ask again, but just don't immediately. I mean, with Nevergrave, this is Pocket Pair. Like, the game itself right now is mostly a clone of Dead Cells with somewhat of the aesthetics of Hollow Knight. Although people say Hollow Knight, I don't quite consider it Hollow Knight. Whoops. Like, you keep pointing out the aesthetics. The aesthetics have differentiated itself slightly enough. Really, the more damning thing about it is the game itself, the gameplay, because it's Dead Cells. It's basically a less polished version of Dead Cells before it's a less polished version of Dead Cells 1.0. Like how Dead Cells was over half a decade ago. So yeah. And Dead Cells is considered one of the best indie roguelites. So, they have a ways to go if they want to compete. And as I suggested, don't do that with creating whole games in one level. Barrier Man was actually one of your best stages, and with just one level. Dead of the Wish, it's almost guaranteed I'll cover it on the channel. I'll have to age gate some parts, maybe. Yeah, I'm finishing Superstar Saga before vacation. Final area is huge, but if I remember it right... I mean, when I played as a kid, I was able to do it in two 2-hour sessions, and the last one only took less than an hour. I had more trouble with Joke's End, in fact. I haven't actually mastered its infinite combos, but I don't need to. Like, with the powerful force, I'm just destroying everything. Like, for the as a heads up, for the final battle, I'll be taking off the overwhelming force. Like, I don't want to end the final battle that quickly. As fun as it is to destroy the bosses, I'm gonna intentionally gimp myself a bit so it lasts a bit longer. Hey, if I really wanted to break the game, I would equip the Great Overwhelming Force plus the Mush Badge and buy a lot of mushrooms. Like, compared with farming up for beans, that's a lot easier. So yeah, but for the 8 bosses preceding them, okay, maybe 10, okay, maybe 9, I'm gonna keep the Overwhelming Force badge on. Dragon Ball is one of those monumental anime series, or extremely influential anime series that affected many things. Like, it defined modern shonen for quite a while. More referring to Z rather than the base series. If you do decide to watch Dragon Ball, watch Kai. GT is one of those weird things where I can see what they were doing, but they kind of lost track. Like, the only part I consider to be the best is near the end. Oh yeah. And Toriyama's influence and work can be stretches from manga, anime, video games, and beyond. I would like to get across, but the game is deciding that it doesn't want to drop weapon pickups. Hello, Iwumi. Please don't use all caps, Andrew. If you're gonna have a section like this, please just put some weapon respawners. I don't have enough to make it across. I need at least 2 more. Like, it can end up in a situation where the RNG just completely doesn't favor you. See what I mean? And the problem is this position. You mean Mega Man 3 logic? Well, it could also be Mega Man 2 because I have one thing. Ah, thank you. Now watch as I end up dying somehow. Yeah, I needed at least 6 or 7. I get what you were trying to do with replicating the original stage, but there are infinite uses of this. Yeah, for sections like this, please, make it easier to get weapon energy. Either have a weapon respawner, a weapon pickup respawner, or if you're making a fan game, make it so that the enemies guarantee weapon drops. Rotorman was the best choice, in fact. Bye, Wily. Toya Toro is likely to succeed Toriyama since he's currently the main artist of Dragon Ball Super. Neat. I can see why it's got a negative score because of that last section with the Thunderclaw. Like, it can be annoying if you run out, then you have to farm up. I'm not gonna upvote it, I'm not gonna downvote it. Board up is Powertrons Part 2, Episode 2, Wild Park, Save the City, on the patio. Now you play score of 38. Not a bad level, just a flawed one. Powertrons, roll out. And you're fast enough on the draw, the patio, so you get to go early. Also, it's the early part of your level pack, so I don't need to push it. I'm actually more worried about the level following this. Huh. I thought the NSF was supposed to apply, it didn't seem to apply. Give me a sec. I need to investigate why it didn't work. Oh, I can't replace the GBI file, so I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna replace 2 of the files. The GB1 is gonna be different. Hang on, let me resolve this maker moment. Alright, we're fixed. Powertrons, roll out! Like, of all the demos you mentioned, Jaden, there's only one left. That'll be released this following week. It's gonna be like a 40-minute episode. Oh, the Sumatrans? They can be hazardous or not really that hazardous. I see. That's how we freeze the water. That is a misconception, Lauren, because at that time they didn't really take imports, so Mega Man 5 wouldn't make it anyways. How far does the flamethrower extend? But how far does the flamethrower's range extend? Like, if the shotgun's effective range is longer than the... If the shotgun's effective range is longer than the flamethrower, then definitely. Incomparably? Well, I see what you mean. In that case, I understand that. Ledge guarding. Well, guess no no life pickups for me. Aha, that's how you get it. Okay. There's also the fact that Soldier conveniently takes 4 mid-short-range shotgun shells and Pyro 3. And most importantly, psychological warfare. Because the Soldier at any time can switch back to the rocket launcher. And if the Pyro misses the air blast, they're toast. And with all the dodging and juking that goes around, it can be hard to predict when to switch to air blasting. Not to mention if you're fighting multiple soldiers or multiple enemies at the same time. Huh? Huh, I guess that doesn't work now. Ah, it's too dark, man. Whoops. Sadly, even though I can deflect it, I still get affected. Halfway point. He's vile. He's vile before vile. Darkman's various encounters are weird in terms of difficulty. Now this game did make one of the Darkmen much harder. Oh, phew. Okay, getting pulled by magnets or whatever. Dodge the water mines. Just need one. I'm up. Freeze and a Yashishi for the boss. Alright, that should be a lot easier now. Phase 1 complete. Now we gotta armor up. Or rather, activate the Powertron Borgs. The one who has the barriers. Meanwhile, on top of their machine. Second part of the fight was easier, of course, as it's more difficult for the enemies to hit me if I stand on one of these ledges. Darkman 4. Fine stage. I can see Lapatio's level design flare here. It's gonna get a lot more difficult later. Nevergrave, I don't know if you're gonna strike gold again, I doubt it. Like, Pepper Grinder is gonna... Which one's gonna get viral? Hashtag Blood, I don't know. See, with many of these games, I'm not actually sure it's gonna which one's gonna reach... When you say virality, what level of virality? Like, there are different tiers of fame. Like, of all the games I played, probably the one that has the greatest chance of breaking out between multiple fandoms is Berserk Boy. Seeing as I took inspiration from Mega Man, a bit of Sonic Rush, anime, and a few other things. Power World levels? Then none of them. Like... nothing is basically gonna reach power. I doubt anything's gonna reach power World levels anytime soon again. Not without a huge budget. See you then. Pepper Grinder, I don't think... Power World is too excessive. Let's actually scale it down to reasonable levels, please. Like, I understand the joke there, but still, it's like one of those flukes, and it had a lot of things building up to it. Lightning can strike twice, but of the games I covered, none of them are even trying to. Sea of Stars or Dredge levels, that's still kind of excessive. That is still also kind of excessive, and it's because that's like genre level notice. Like, none of the demos I cover are gonna get like genre level acclaim, I think. But for sub-genre level, okay, for Spark, Freedom Planet, Berserk Boy, definitely. I think Berserk Boy will do that. Pepper Grinder, maybe that or sub that. It is basically a spiritual successor to Drill Dozer. Rotwood is... I don't know how much Rotwood's gonna be successful, as it is a beat 'em up. That depends on many different things. Frogon Encore and Berserk Boy I say have the biggest chances. Crypt Custodian's gonna be a sleeper hit if it follows the same track as Skylets. I almost said Skylets. Like Crypt Custodian, I feel like Crypt Custodian and Pepper Grind are going to follow similar tracks in terms of success, whereas Berserk Boy and Frogon are going to be the ones that are closest to Freedom Planet or Spark in terms of notice. Haunty, I think is going to be successful, but it's not going to reach the same level as Acclaim as the four I mentioned already. Alright, Zen's level. Or Extra Pro's level, never mind. So 5th up is Wily Red Mountain Mines by Extra Pro. 28 play, score of 10. In order for a game to reach a genre level acclaim, it's gonna have to be really good. Or maybe not genre level acclaim, but genre level notice. Mind you, there are games that are gonna reach more genre level notice. Well, we didn't really cover them during the next fest. The closest thing was Berserk Boy. I don't think Jane read those yet, Buster. But let's see what they say. Left it is then. Nope. I'm covering Stormman Reimagined as the 7th level. So, no need to save it. We're doing it. Really? That's your definition of horny, Hyper? You have much to experience. Much left to experience. There's also an AI exploit where if you ram yourself right up to a giant soldier and they're locked onto you, they'll refuse to they'll refuse to shoot because they don't want to be self-damaged. But they won't even try mailing you, I guess. Besides, Sale sent a much more, quote-unquote horny image earlier. Most of you haven't noticed. I wasn't even talking to you, Jaden. I was a friend of Sylph. Hey, conductor. No one's been calling you horny, Jaden. Where are you reading into that? This is why I listen to the chat, or listen to the audio commentary. If this is Raji, you haven't really seen much. Let me check. A lot of robots have a flag that stops them from using anything other than a specific weapon. I understand why that is, but there probably should be overrides. Remember, I'm a moderator, so I have seen more stuff. Welcome back, Awumi. Yeah, it says more about you. Whoops. Darn it, didn't hit the checkpoint. Alright, let's actually focus on the stage instead of discussing image posts. I would like to proceed for something. And this is extra pose level, so checkpoints are a bit more of a luxury. Sylph Unchained. Interesting, Fire Sawdust. I can see that. And remember, folks, for those watching, I'd like to warn you all, this is a PG-13 stream. Okay, that wasn't that hard. I think I was better than Extra Pro's previous stage. I just need to pay more attention. I was kind of splitting my attention between the funny chat and this. Interested in those tests or any class in particular? Well, you discussed Soldier, Pyro, Heavy. I guess the other one... The classes I like playing as in TF2 are Soldier, Engineer... Well, mainly Soldier and Engineer. But I also like to play as Medic if I want to make sure the team wins, has a better shot at winning. Heavy... And sometimes Scout. Okay, let's do Engineer. Sixth up is Mega Man Plus Remix Project D Stage Plus Mode by Fire Sawdust. 8th place score of 1. NSF time. Gonna turn up the volume. Whoops. Alright, back down. Can we see what levels are in the queue? Sure. There should be a link in the description for the level pack, or level queue. If not, here it is. You fell for it, Buster. Aw, this section should have been longer. Alright, mid-bosses. Taking you out. Poor Pump Man. Alright, phase 2. I'm gonna use weaknesses for this. I'm gonna retry this at higher health. Yeah, I played a little bit of Spy and decided, nah. I'd rather play as a class with more direct... I'd rather play as a class with more direct offensive, defensive, or support potential. Like, I'd rather play as a sniper, and I'm terrible at aiming. At least there I can actually have some potential to help my teammates. Like, even if I can't do headshots reliably, I can at least apply agility and other things. Oh gosh, this is gonna be tough. No, just one phase. I'd rather play in a class that doesn't heavily rely depending on knowing everything about the map and the game map and meta, as well as luck. Deathman sections. Oops. Yeah, I touched two of them. That was a bit painful. Your level's on the queue? It should be there. I didn't put the name in, didn't I? Like, I see this level. I see this level ID. Is this yours? No, not this one, sorry. Yeah, hang on, I copied the wrong thing. This should be yours, it's 9. Yeah, it's on the list. I didn't mark Sylveon's down as that one because I'm not sure if Sylve actually made the level or someone else did. Alright, that one's yours, that'll be the 9th up. Didn't explode fast enough. Power guy got it. And remember, my earlier suggestion still holds. Please just focus on doing individual levels before going to another full game level. That's the best way to succeed. So yeah, those are basically like spikes. Actually, a little bit more dangerous because they pierce. Oh. Bye. Anything over here? Nope. You know, if I was playing as Proto Man, this would be very easy. Thing is, that's only one stage. You want to go through at least 3 or 5 stages before going to another full big one. Because if you get it right one time, that doesn't mean you'll get it right the next time. You have to practice. Okay, Dargonius made that level, thank you. Blowing up the entire ship! You. Pro Dragon. Aim for the nose. Oof. I was smashing the... Oh well. Well, we get another try here. Flying Machine Force can be today's recurring villain. Done. Flying Machine 4 isn't even one of the toughest ones. It's kind of... I don't hate it, it's just... It's one of the easier Flying Machines. Especially the first phase due to its giant hitbox. Fun stage. Alright, I'm gonna do this one and take a short break. 7th up is Stone Man Reimagined by Grave Zero Original. 25 plays, score 4. Thank you, Jaden. Yeah, Engineer is one of those classes that requires a higher skill floor. There's a lot of on-the-spot decision making required, a lot of short and long-term planning, and reevaluating your building setups and positioning on a moment's notice. And that can be difficult when your buildings take a while to move and redeploy. Like, if you catch an engineer off guard, you can quickly tear apart their buildings. But if you have to fight an already prepared engineer, it can be very painful. And I'm just talking about like in a 1-on-1 scenario. If you have to find more than one Engie, oof. Like engineers stacking on each other can be a force multiplier in their own rights. Like the Omi class, which I could see feasibly that's best at dealing at an already well-established engineer, would be the Demo Man. But Demo Man is his hard counter, so... I say that, but... again, with engineer stacking, you can quite slow down their assault. Like, just imagine having to fight 6 or 7 engineers. On some maps, that becomes very, very oppressive. Oof. I played on the winning side where we had the 6 Engies and we won handily. I played against and we lost horribly. Shoutouts to the 2 spies who tried their best. This was a nothing burger stage for the most part. TF2 has, well, sort of, you can consider it. It has hard counters, soft counters, and regular play. But just because just because one class with a certain weapon setup is a hard counter to another class with a weapon setup, doesn't mean that it'll always win. There are many other scenarios you have to take into account. When you say counter, it just means they have an advantage. But there are many ways to mitigate or supplement the advantage. Of course, sometimes the advantage or countering is much harder than others. Like for example, Scout versus NG. Like, the only way Scout will find NG is without their buildings. With their buildings, they have no shot, basically no shot. And Spy versus Pyro, well... I guess if they keep their distance and use their revolver. At that point though, that's more the Pyro being bad. Or they got picked off. Alright, be right back. And I'm back. 8 up is Custom Enemies Research Test by Jock74. 34 plays, score 12. Let's go. Sure, Queen Monica. We're doing round robin, so only one level, please. Thank you, Artemis. Your level will be the 14th covered. Okay. Let's see what they mean by custom. Oh, okay. Basically fusing assets and objects together. This is not modded, by the way, so we're just combining level assets together. Ow. That does a lot of damage, all things considered. I don't think we played on Dust Bowl before. Well, I have off-screen. Or off... Boobeam Shielder. But yeah, we need some explanation of why it's NG Hell. I mean, I have played there before, usually as NG, but that's more because I wanted to practice playing NG, and I wanted to help the other engineers. So that's a bit more regarded. Plasmotar, PCX. I see. First of all, it's an old deathmatch map converted to TF2, so it's corridor hell with few flanks. Ooh. Okay. For some reason... for some reason that speeds them up. Don't ask me where the music went. Neat. Fish. Now mid-bosses. What? I guess this? I guess that works. So whenever he raises a sword, he takes extra damage from the break shots. Okay, add a really couple of really stupid sentry spots, and one sentries can shut off the entire map with a little effort. Also 1 hour timers. Second point, third stage, on defense. Darn. That doesn't sound that balanced. Well, I guess for research, it's fine. Alright. A-Dub is Mega Man Outer Turmoil, a full Mega Man game by Leaf Boy. 8th place, score 0. Well, you're up, Lauren. This stage has 223 screens, 30 checkpoints, and 117 bosses? What? I think that's a glitch with the number of bosses. I think it's counting mid-bosses as well, that's why. I'm getting my information from Mecha's website. Save the buoys. Well, this is Lauren's third stab at a full Mega Man, short full Mega Man game in Maker. Let's see how it compares and see what they learned from Barrier Man. $223, but point taken. Well, a short Mega Man game. But you're right, if this was a NES-styled one, that would be like 10 stages long. Now, if it was like a full Mega Man NES-styled game, it'll be about 250 screens, so it is getting there. Let's hope there's no dev exit this time. I guess this is Artman. Any other discussion topics you have in mind? Oh yeah, plans. Good, I like it when stages have mid-bosses if they're decently long enough. Although, if the boss fight's this, if this boss fight is so close by, I would probably remove the mid-boss. Oh yeah, also for plans, tonight I'm gonna be finishing Saijin the Cyborg Ninja, and tomorrow morning I'll be finishing Superstar Saga. Okay. Let's get some explosives. Saijin the Cyborg Ninja. Not as good as Cyber Shadow, but as I said, it'd be one of the better Flash games if it was in the previous era. And if it had a full pixel art art style, it would have been like a Nitrome game. Oh yeah, I also saw the bundle you sent me, Jaden. Unfortunately, most of the games over there don't interest me. And of the games that do, it's cheaper to buy them individually. Plus, I already own Celeste in 2 different platforms. I guess this is actually Artman. Ah, tree room puzzle, you say? That sounds neat. And besides, if I buy the whole pack, it'd be like $70 or $80. I'm not saying any of the games are bad, it's just that half of them aren't really for me. Ah, this is mine, woman. It's just due to the team that sounds... Uh-oh. Well, if you get shot in there, you're stuck. It's not too much loss anyway. And here's the thing, Sylv. It's an easy fix to just a quick restart, or restart the checkpoint. With that previous one, quick resetting didn't even fix that. That was more of a hard lock, to be honest. Like, there are different kinds of soft locks. That one was closer to a hard one because, if you fail that, you're dead. It wasn't a crash though, it's more in the case that I physically couldn't progress even if I did a restart from checkpoint. In fact, that wasn't even a soft lock exactly. The stage was just outright unwinnable. But enough of that. There are situations where you can accidentally get yourself soft locked, but there are also situations where the stage is straight up unwinnable. I want the E. Legion, man. Rush coil making my life a lot easier. Another E? Or just... okay, skip directly here. Halfway point. Sparkies. Return of Proto Man. Now there's one fan game I do eventually want to cover. Okay, it's delayed by every other cycle. Instead of every cycle, it's every other cycle. And with the humor. I think that may be the one, I'm not sure. Don't even need to use a weakness. Okay, maybe I should now. Thank you for giving him weakness to the Buster. Like, are you sure the Power Stone was his weakness? I guess it's the weakness of the first one in the first phase. I guess shields next. Icy. Too early. Yeah, I can see why you dislike Astro Man. If you're unlucky, you can end up with a string of... You can end up with a string of where he keeps using the Astro Crush. Wait, he can still freeze you forever? Darn. Yeah, I don't know about you, but, I think Barrier Man's better than any of the RM sections here, because it had a better introduction, difficulty escalation, and climaxes. Most of these stages feel like fortress levels. Take for instance this stage. It didn't even introduce us to the ice cube generators on a safe environment. It just placed it right next to a spike pit. If this was a traditional Mega Man Classic fan game or something, or even game, they would try introducing us in a safer, more controlled environment, not over instant death. If you don't already know the timing, you'll likely take a few deaths. Like, you have done this before, Lauren. You did Barrier Man, and that was decent. The problem of just making so many levels in one go so quickly is that all the levels suffer in terms of development time and testing. Like, I can understand if you spend a few months on this stage, but really what's happening is that I've noticed that each stage is lower quality individually. And as such, the overall package suffers. I was trying to do it without special weapons because this may be the first one you decide to do, but sure, I'll use that next. Even if you introduce the gimmick well, there's still the escalation, recombination, and final section. Oops. Safety! Yeah, if you decide to do it Buster only, that's very tight. Introductions are an important aspect of a stage, but they aren't the only important aspect. And again, all these levels are suffering from a lack of time spent on them. You okay there, Splash Woman? I mean, this is the funny way. A lack of quality control. Remember, you made this stage within a few weeks, or a week or two. So what ends up happening is you have to split your time between the eight main stages. Okay, the 6 main stages and then the 4 stages. And as such, each level suffers in terms of quality and testing. That's the issue. Again, this is why I said this before and I'll say it again. You may have made one decent stage, but that isn't good enough. You could have gotten a bit lucky. You need to set a pattern of making a consistently okay or decent stages before making another big level, which consists of smaller levels. Remember, practice makes perfect. Or perfect practice makes perfect. I know, that's why I had to correct myself saying perfect practice makes perfect. But yeah, perfect. What happened there with the animation? But yeah, nobody's perfect though. So I guess sufficiently good enough. But regardless, what I'm suggesting is, please decrease the scope of your levels and work your way upwards. Barryman is better because of all those aforementioned things, plus it doesn't overstay its welcome. Oh my gosh. Come back! I was gonna say no one person, but then you'll likely respond saying person with the name no one person. That's you. We fought you already. Same, Lorenzo. I participated in Make a Good 48-hour Mega Man level, and yeah, that level was a thing. And some people need testing more than others. Like, I'm one of those people whose levels need more playtesting than others. And I'm dead. So yeah, you are 15th up, Queen Monica. Oh, hang on. Alright, we're back. I'm gonna say what you did right once I'm done with this stage, so I can give an overall viewpoint. I will say that this is marginally better than your previous big level. But this entire experience just feels like a series of maybe one ARM stage and a bunch of 4 stages. Oh gosh. Oh good, you're... That's fine. I see. How many minutes left do you have, Queen Monica? If you're leaving, if you have to leave very soon, I'll do your level right next. Let me respond to your comment, as that's important. What if you don't have anyone to test your levels? If you find yourself in the unfortunate scenario, then it depends on how similar your game or fan game is to others. In that scenario, I guess you could do two things. One of which is see how other players play those games and try mimicking their behaviors in your titles or your in development levels. It's like what Lorenzo said. Think about other people who play your level for the first or second time. Don't play their best, play it like a first or second timer would. Or to be more specific, play it at like how your target demographic would play your stage if they're going through it for the first or second time. Because the more you play through your own level, game, or experience, the better you become at it, meaning that it becomes easier to overlook some of the flaws or difficulties. Like, think how your target audience will go through the stage for the first or second times. That's why one of the sayings is that if you as a designer find your stage to be adequately difficult, that means it's too difficult for your target. Let me rephrase it. If you as a designer or developer find your level to be adequately difficult for your target audience, that tends to mean that it's too difficult, because you've likely went through your stage dozens or hundreds or thousands of times. Now, you can keep that difficulty on supposedly like a hard mode, but default... Whenever I say a blind playthrough, it's usually blind or first impressions. Remember, first impressions for a game are... First impressions for a level, game, or experience are extremely important. It may have not been the case, let's say, 20 or 30 years ago. It wasn't as big of a case 20 or 30 years ago because of the lack of internet and connectivity, and sharing was more difficult. But nowadays, with the huge amount of pre-existing and with the huge amount of pre-existing and new content coming out on a daily, if not hourly basis, you have to prove to prospective players or quote-unquote consumers that your work should be covered, or they should keep playing your stuff. There's just so much fun stuff out there that you have to give a good enough justification to prospective players to keep playing, or prospective players to start playing, and for those players to keep playing. For example, for me, I tend to be nicer and more willing to take risks, but most people won't. They simply don't have the time, or they're just interested in other things. Like this channel is for, Like, the games I cover on this channel will be very different if I only focus on the games I knew I'd like or had a very good chance of liking. Like, I cover more than a few indie games that going into it, I wasn't sure I would like. Like, on this channel, there are many games I've covered that I wasn't sure I'd like, or had no confidence that it would be good. And I've covered a bunch of games which I don't consider to be good in the slightest. Or they're mediocre or decent, in my book. And that's why Jane slowed down, which is a good thing. Don't rush yourself, take your time. Escape sequence. Okay, this is actually the best level of the bunch so far. It actually feels like I had the most time spent on it. If only for these sections where you have to run away from the fire. It also helps that my tastes and quality standards have changed over time. Both for fan games and for regular games. Like, my taste for video games, my opinions on taste on video games is quite different compared to someone who just plays, let's say, a few notable titles per year. What if you're going for legendarily hard like you want to? In that case, just aim for hard. Aim for something that's difficult for you. Then it'll be very hard. But regardless, you want to ask playtesters for that. And keep in mind, hard doesn't necessarily mean fun, just as easy doesn't necessarily mean fun either. There's also the whole situation, you have to be careful not to have artificial difficulty. And not all forms of difficulty are appreciated by every audience. Like, take for example here's a classic example. Take for instance my opinions on Mega Man Unlimited. Go back and watch the LP and my overall toss on it at the end. My apologies for the lower audio quality, microphone quality back then. Like, when I first played and beat it for the channel, my opinion of it was far more rosy than it is today. Like, I would not repeat the same things I said about that game or fan games like it at the time. Like, I was much more of a starry-eyed fan game player back then, where my standards of quality were more like, does it feel polished enough? That I overlooked issues with the level design, boss quality, whatnot. Almost. It is also important to remember to use the mechanics of your level efficiencies that are engaging in terms of gameplay. And just because, and that's another important thing, J Butters. They raise a good point. Just because a mechanic is simple and just because a gimmick or mechanic is simple in its own right, doesn't mean that the design has to be basic. Or that the gimmicks or mechanics can be used in more advanced configurations. Like if you have some basic gimmicks and mechanics, use them together. And keep in mind, just because something is more basic doesn't mean that doesn't mean it can't be more flexible. Yeah. Because some basic mechanics and gimmicks can actually be pretty flexible and can be used for many different scenarios. Take for instance the blocks in Maker. They seem simple at first glance, but they can be comboed nicely with many other gimmicks. When I first played Unlimited, I disliked Rainbow Man as well. But I'll tell you this, after playing a lot more Mega Man fan games, Classic especially, Rainbow Man's far from being the worst, frustrating stage I've gone through, sadly. I'll put it this way, Rainbow Man at least tried to have a difficulty curve. There are some other Force Beam stages and certain fan games which didn't have that. Anyways, boss time. Dog jump on the phone. It's fine. That happens. Oh my gosh. You know, I would say the thing you did right in this stage was probably the heat section, or the fire RM section, as that was, even though it didn't have the best intros, the escalation was fun. I guess the climax too? Like, that stage felt like the closest thing to being Barrier Man, but not as good as Barrier Man. Hey, Toadie. Yeah, my issue with Rainbow Man is, well, it's mainly trial and error memorization, unless you have very fast reaction times. Because it makes the screens where you have to stand around and ones you have to move with no warning. And when I say no warning, I mean just as you enter the screen, you have a few frames to react to what you have to do next. Now, if there was a warning ahead on the previous screen saying that, warning, force beams ahead, I'd be a lot more okay. Then you can prime yourself. It's not a good level, but there's worse. Unfortunately. No cameos from Mariachi Legends. Fair. I wouldn't say it's well... It's more preference though. I will play Zero Prototype because that looks fun. No clip is excessive, I wouldn't say that. God mode, maybe? Yeah, for Fortress Stage mid-boss, there should be more obstacles for that. Earlier it worked because it was just a mid-stage. Earlier it worked because it was mid-RM level, but this then... If you can hit anything. No clip and God mode are even better than that. Oh boy, hang on. Yeah, sorry, we don't accept that sort of text. Sorry about that. Sorry, we don't accept that sort of offensive name on this channel. Goodbye. Anchor is one of the tougher ones, yeah. Again, I will play that for full, but I will say that I found that more fun than the base game in a lot of scenarios. Just one person, Jaden. Just one person. And they're removed already. Again, it could also be this case. It's also the case where I don't really My tastes in gaming have changed, so I'm not too keen on unlimited sort of difficulty. Like, I don't quite appreciate trial and error as much as I used to. Oh my goodness, checkpoint density. Unfortunately, Unlimited wasn't the only game which had that. I'm really thankful that fan games and fan levels have moved away from just having 1 or 2 checkpoints per in every level, regardless of the size of the level. I thought its idol was Mega Man 10, but 2 and 9's levels were a lot shorter, so it made more sense there. Again, I actually like playing Mega Man 9, but it's... yeah. I like 10 more. But enough of that convo, I will change that. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, rematches. Wait, we had a gimmick in stage 1? I mean, with practice, people can speedrun. Jedok, that... even if it's difficult, that doesn't mean people can't get used to it. Unlimited isn't even the most difficult game that you can speedrun, far from it. Not every game is... okay. Every game is potentially speedrunnable. Well, ones that still exist, that is. Some games are much harder to speedrun, like, let's say, live service ones. Excuse me. Is on tight? Oh, that's why. Again, even if something is trial and error, that there are some games, some trials and errors are much tougher than others. Easily breakable boss. How do we do this? No, doggy. That's how. Can't reach me. I'm just responding to Jedok in terms of how people can speedrun Unlimited. I'm just saying that there's certain games which are more difficult in the sense that there's more stuff to memorize in that trial. Weakness is the Buster. Okay, Duo. But Noctis isn't exactly trial and error. It's also a lot of reactions. And mastery of the mechanics. Like, the closest thing to trial and error in Noctis would probably be the boss fights at the end game. The level design itself is not really. Maybe with some exceptions, but for the most part, I wouldn't say that. My issue with the Noctis is more has to do with certain design elements. Also, the backgrounds being difficult to distinguish from the foregrounds and vice versa. Some of the stage design. Sounds like Catcher. Thanks. Yeah, we're gonna skip the memes plus reacts. Probably gonna put that for Sunday evening. Also, Catcher is harder than the Wily boss, I'd say. Alright. Suddenly, rain. Ooh, what trilogy? Yeah, the issue with the distinction foreground background was fixed there. It's a lot better. But yeah, going back to the whole thing that Rays Unlimited, my opinions and tastes in gaming have changed quite a bit over time. And if I really just wanted to focus on games I knew I was gonna like, for only focus on games I liked or knew I was gonna like, as well as stuff that was highly acclaimed, this channel's output would be a lot different. Or would be at least half of it would be quite different. Like, there would be a lot less tries. And half the games I would have covered, I would not have covered. We'll get there for this 10 more minutes. Probably. I have no idea how far we are into the fortress. This is Fortress Stage 4. We already had the rematch. And we have a mid-boss. After this, I'm gonna move Queen Amaka up because she has to leave early. Then I'll do TS Yoshi, PJ, Lorenzo, Darkonius, then Artemis. Stage 3? What? Well, yeah. I can see why Mega's website said that this stage has 110 bosses or something. If it is, we're gonna fight Charge Man soon. Oh, we're gonna fight Ringman. Never mind. Let's see how accurate your save is gonna be, Lorenzo. Are we there yet, Wily? Wily Machine 6. I only marked this as being harder than Wily Machine 4 because of the capsule at the end. That's the only reason, really. I hope this is it. I don't know if I'd like a boss rush level more than— okay, it's done! It is done! Celebrate! Yeah, I'm glad you were wrong too, Lorenzo. If this was an older version of Maker, this would be so laggy. Like, that's one thing I credit the devs for. They've really cut down the lag and loading time issues. Like, loading times are now pretty much non-existent. Yeah, we're free. Let's see, you mentioned— okay, Rock Force, Super Flying Robot, and Rock and Roll. Nice! Three pretty solid fan games. I guess you're playing them in release order. So, I'll sum it up this way. The best part of the stage was the fire RMs level. Even though it didn't have the best introduction, the escalation recombination gimmicks was enjoyable, and the fire escapes were fun. Fire escapes, especially going from bottom to top, were enjoyable too. But my issue with the rest of the stage is that it's as I said. All the levels individually have lower quality compared to, for example, Barrier Man. Because of the less time being spent there was less time to really polish up the levels, have good intros, escalations, and climaxes. Less time to increase the less time to design quality levels and playtest them. So it ends up with most of the stage feeling very forgettable. Thank you. So again, I still highly recommend this. Do more individual stages like Barrier Man in the near future, like at least 5 or 6 of them, then go back to making bigger levels. At least it didn't softlock. At least it was not unwinnable like last time. Anyways, let's do this. 10th up is Puzzle Room 1 by Queen Monica 2, 5-play score of 2. Okay, 3-room puzzle. What do we have to do here? Get the block down. Okay. Don't let it despawn though. This wasn't really a puzzle room, this is more like an action challenge. The main challenge here was to keep the block on screen. It would be more of a puzzle if I'd have to press a certain combination of buttons in the correct order, so it wouldn't despawn. But thanks for sending it. It's like a nice concept of a level, but it needs to be extended. Again, what I said still applies, Lord. The best stage was the fire one, so probably Scorch Man. The Wily stages, unfortunately, I really thought there was 4 of them. They blended a bit too much in with each other. Unfortunately, I don't slash. I still have 5 more stages to go through. Let me see if there's another message sent. Okay, fine. Eleventh up is Museum of Bad Level Design Extended by TS Yoshi 369. Ready for play, score of 10. Zook Hero Z is also one of those games I eventually want to cover. I know it's a bootleg, but it looks goofy and interesting enough. Well, into the museum we go. So first one is like very basic platforming. Be careful not to get crushed. Enemy spam. Oh, we have 2 choices. We can either examine the gimmicks from above. We can either examine the gimmicks, witness them from above safely, or just go into the fray. Spike drop. Oh shoot, that's a troll spike drop because you can't even see the spikes on screen. Troll Yokus. Kind of. The issue here is that there's too many gimmicks to squish into each other. But still, nothing will beat Chomp Man. Oh, Chomp Man. Oh, I think I know what this is. Roll teleports or pick a teleport. If you pick the wrong teleport, you're sent directly into spikes. Oh shoot, this is even a worse instance of having a spike drop section. In this case, this scenario, you have to air navigate between weaving in and out of the spikes. I don't expect Zook random placement of goodies and other things. But the funniest part is, there's no E-tanks here. Hey bosses. Ow. Victory. The funniest thing here is that this doesn't overuse E or M tanks. There are several Yoshishis there randomly thrown together, but if you really want to have more funny bad level design, just have a room filled to the brim with E and M tanks. Like, absolutely filled. But yeah. These are some of the most obvious instances of bad level design, but there are many others that are less obvious or are more subtle. Or aren't as bad but can be annoying. And all of them spell meme. Twelfth up is Suelo Man by PJ the Human. 17th place, score 6. I already said as much as I wanted to say about your stage, Lauren. Most of it was too forgettable, I'm afraid. You know, I would actually like to play a damage boosting level. It's been a long time since I last played Magmax's damage boosting series, or Sirius Malcolm. Again, I keep saying it, Lauren, I'm gonna bear repeating. Next time, make a shorter stage like Barrier Man. That one was much more memorable than your latest one. Sean Williams, sorry. Magmax is another developer. Sean Williams was the one who created those damage boosting levels. They were pretty difficult at times, but pretty fun. The stage was made first, I see. A lot of levels could get a bit samey, but they were fun. Checkpoint. Oh yeah, I got the easy one. I don't understand. You mean... Oh, you mean the portal gimmick? Okay. Darkness didn't really do much other than force me to keep running forwards. I'm not going to talk about all the boss fights because, well, again, I said this before, and again, I'm going to say it for the last time, Lauren. Most of the stage was pretty forgettable, and stuff blended together. I also feel like you played your hand too much with the boss fights. I understand having mid-bosses, but it's starting to feel like your stages had multiple mid-bosses back to back, especially later on. Or your stages weren't long enough to actually justify having mid-bosses. But yeah, that's all I'll say about your stage. Please work on something smaller next time. A level pack would be a neat idea, but only if you spend more time on each stage. Close one. But it's what Buster said. Alright, one sec. Alright, refreshed. 13th up is Very Cool Level by Lorenzo VD. 29th place, score 5. Sorry to keep you waiting. It's always one of the last streams before I go on quote-unquote vacation, where we have a lot more stages. Pretty aesthetics. It's mainly giving me a vacation from streaming due to certain work things and, of course, vacationing. But I'll still be here in a reduced capacity, and during the evening. Alrighty, better introduction. Escalation slowly there. Pretty. The style set combos aren't really that complicated, but they're functional. And they're pretty. Pretty enough. Unfortunately, there's only really 2 stages which I consider to be the best ones of this stream. That'd be Fire Sawdust and this one. Yeah. Like I said, I could potentially stream, but the problem is then it'd be like in a day. It'd be really close to midnight for myself, and for most of you, you'd be asleep at that point. So, no. So, pre-recorded episodes it is. Like, I'll still produce 3 to 4 episodes every week. Yeah, I know this isn't really that complicated, but if this was to be an RM stage, it's actually doing a fairly decent job. I wouldn't exactly put an E-tank up there, but fine. Ooh, that's gonna be, I don't think I'll be able to get that. Your birthday game none of your birthday games will be relegated to premieres. That I can assure you. Like, most of the year is left. I'll be back by the end of it. I'll be back at mid to late April. Back at full. It's not like I'm fully leaving. We have plenty of time to cover everyone's birthday games. Or birthday requests. I can assure you that. And besides, it's not something like a game. And besides, unlike last year, the game you are requesting has already been released. Part of the reason why I did 9 Years of Shadows as a premiere was because it was just releasing, and to maximize views. Well, your current birthday request is Superstar Saga, so. Hey Toxin, you're right on time for your level to be covered, and in fact, and it looks like we'll actually be ending with a pretty good stage. Decent stage. Not too complicated, but not too, well, it's medium in terms of difficulty, but it's fine. It knows what it does. It knows what it's trying to do and accomplishes it. It knows it has a smaller scope and does a pretty good job with that. And yeah, we... Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take a short pause because Andrew's been waiting for long enough. Before I go to Darkonius' level, I'm gonna switch to the mod pack and switch back to this after. Yeah, for next, I call it birthday requests are reserved for moderators and the frequenters on this channel as a thank you gift. So give me a sec, I'm gonna swap for a moment, and then we'll swap back after it. Like, you can choose between Shovel Knight, Treasure Trove, between Shovel Knight and Partners in Time for next year. We're here. Alright, we're doing your level, Andrew. I think. Is this your one? It says this is yours, so... I guess. Alright. Just this one, it's been delayed for long enough. 14th up is Mega Man X6 Revamped Interstage Eurasia Ruins V1 by OK Greasy, 44 play, score of 11. This is made using the X mod, in development by Red. And I know there's at least 2 more users who haven't sent their birthday requests in yet. Those being Hyper and Daibumin. Oh, I love that meme. I have a lot of plans for what I'll do after I come back. I'll mention them once I get back. Like, one of the games I'll likely cover during my break will be Dead of a Wish, but we'll see. A lot faster pace than the original. Yeah. Hoping for the X6 improvement patch people to keep going. But its prequel, maybe at a later date. Right now, Dead of a Wish is coming out very soon, so in order to maximize attention and view count, I'll be covering Dead of a Wish. I fully play True Luca, so it's fine. For recreation, it's bleh or eh. Not much else to say about that, I'm afraid. I may cover Luca in the future. I'll... probably not this year. And besides, the way the game is... The way Dead of a Wish has been written, you don't need to have played Luca to understand the game. It helps with some of the understanding and backstory, but it's not mandated. Or redo. And I think the real X6 intro is better too. Like, even though some of the Z-sabering can be a bit irksome, We are back to the main game. Let's see, well, okay, the two games I'll like to cover are Dead of a Wish and Boar Blasters. Okay, 15th up is Giga Chad Gallery by Darkonia64, 67 plays and a score of 23. Pretty well, I'd say. Are we gonna find robots with good, well-defined chins? The boss is gonna be Stone Man or Guts Man if he existed. Or Concrete Man. Wily. Not Wily, actually, but... Wow, Giga Chad really let himself go there. Sampling, not really. Because samples are less tries, so even if I lose time on it, it's not really much time lost. But for streams, I'm gonna have to bring up my list for that. Like, there are certainly games I've been really disappointed with. See Witchcrafty. You know, for a stage with a bit more of a goofy name, it's actually decently designed. Nightman's the boss? When I think Giga Chad, the closest thing would probably be Stone Man, Concrete Man, or Guts Man. Not Nightman. At least they're following the meme. With the general level quality, from my perspective this week, this was neat. Okay, let me check the list so I can answer your question. Like, of all the games I streamed as of late, I guess the biggest disappointment, or the one I regretted the most streaming, I guess would be Witchcrafty. Or Wolfchild, I guess. Wolfchild because it was painful. As much as I mean to Rockman R, Dr. Y's counterattack and aired my frustrations during the playthrough, that was, looking back at it, it was funny in the sense that we all had to endure that. As for actual games I covered, as for other games, not really. Indeed. Like, Wolfchild was just mostly pain at the end, so I honestly got a bit too frustrated there. Rockman R, even though it was really painful, especially in certain stages, one of the worst instances of a Wily Tree I've seen. Yet, it was still enjoyable due to all the memes that we tried producing. I still kind of like the half of the old soundtrack for Final Attack. Alright. Let's type this in and get to the end. Sixteenth up is Crashman's Crazy Compound by Octemis. 34 plays, score of 9. I guess Zeos, but we're... As long as it only takes about 3 to 4 minutes, please. I've already extended the stream for quite longer than I expected. This is the fabled 3-hour stream, 3-hour maker stream. Or even stages that are 15 or 20 minutes, please. We're kind of running on time on that. The other thing that made Rockman R so memorable is due to all the many things they got wrong. Like... I know I make joke... It's actually kind of incredible how many things it does fails to understand or do correctly, or do competently, in terms of level design alone. Well, not today, Toxin. In the future, though. I'll check Mecha's website and shuffle things around. Like, I want to end with Toxin's level because I know for a fact it's gonna be good enough. I know it's gonna be very solid. Played and beat. Neutral plus pacifist, haven't done genocide. I watched a playthrough of genocide, so I kinda know what to expect for the Sans fight. Like, genocide mode is, from my understanding, it's deliberately not supposed to be fun. It's just to show how much determination the player has. It's one of the cases where it's more for the story. It's more for the story sense than the fun sense. Again, if I really want to play the Sans fight, what I'll do is I'll just use one of those Undertale battle emulators. That's how we do it. Oh yeah, and also Undying, Undying. Really, the only thing I say for the genocide playthrough watching is that it was mostly kind of somewhat depressing, somewhat horrifying. Best parts were those two fights. In terms of gameplay, that is. Yeah. I wish Mettaton Neo at least had one attack. Oh goody. We fight Crashman while the peanut gallery above watches. Victory! Let's see, how long is Arcade Carnival? Okay, I can do it. Let's do it then. For a stage that's supposed to be a bit of a redux or remix of Crashman stage / extension, it did a fine job. I've seen worse. #17 up is MSNC Arcade Carnival by Dr. Zeos. 48 plays, score 17. Excuse me. I don't really find that really entertaining. Nice sneak attack. Pretty colorful carnival. I just don't find losing control of your actions. Yeah, everyone likes a good villain, but I make a bit of distinction between losing control of actions. Here's the thing though, a good villain can be enthralling. It's only at the very end where you're not really in control, but at that point, you've kind of gone past the point of no return. And, like, that's the very end of genocide. Everyone likes a good villain, sure, but I just don't find playing as someone losing control of their actions, or specifically losing control of the character and then committing atrocities to be entertaining. But that's just me. And before anyone asks, yes, I will play Undertale Yellow. Or before anyone asks again. Oops. Should have this shot. That would be interesting, facing the consequences of your actions, or leprosate my face. It's not yellow over. Oh my goodness. M-Tank. How do I... Oh, wait. I think you're intended to make this a bit harder, but... we have Tornado Hold, so, so much for that. You know, like Mega Man or X games, yeah. What if the final boss was the character you played as all along with all the buffs you got, and you had to fight them with base gear? I see. Like Nintendo, hard pat and an easy pat. That's fair. And keep in mind I had to use special weapons to do that too. So I can't be complaining too much of cheese. And it's not really like a super easy cheese either. But you may want to block at least one of those off a little bit. Overall, the stage is pretty fun. I know I've heard of other games. I've heard some games which do something like that. Or you can fight them with base or blaze plus some little bit of gear. Or more commonly, I've heard of games where you play as one character for one half, then you play as another character the second half, and then you fight the first character with the second character as the final battle, or near final battle. Or you get to pick. Alright, let's do this. So the 18th and final level of this extended stream is NRS3 Occupation Obliteration by Toxin G. 22 plays and a score of 8. Let's do this. Let's try ending with a banger. Let's go. Sword and a cord. That's a fun way of using the booming traps on lines, I gotta say. Be quick or get shot. Whoop! What just happened there? Like, we were shot up into the heavens, and then suddenly we got teleported. Slow spike. So we have a slower spike falling section. I'm surprised I've only really seen 2 stages which have done that. Using the alternate gravity to slow or speed up the spike fall. Or in this case, slow it down. See, this is what I meant when I expected a banger from Toxin G. And this is different from the water sections because when you fall underwater, it doesn't slow you down. And now I gotta do this in reverse. And this is different from falling underwater, because when I'm underwater, it doesn't slow down my descent, but this does. Now I gotta do this backwards. Like, this is... Okay, this stage is a hoot. Featuring not as commonly used gimmicks and whatnot. Featuring not as commonly used gimmicks and whatnot, and more creative uses and more creative combinations. Plus some plenty entertaining set pieces. Like shooting up into the waterfall. Not to mention going through the one section twice, but the challenge was slightly different going back. So yeah, definitely my favorite of the episode, not just for how unique it is or how novel it is, but also for how competently it puts together all these things. Because just because your stage has unique stuff or rarely used stuff in the engine, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be good. Go, go, go! Ah, last second. Text edited waterfall speed. That's how it worked. This part is kind of oppressive. The way I'd fix it is probably slow down the firewall just a tad, but I get what this is trying to be. It's designed for more advanced players, so maybe. Like the hardest... Whoa. Destroyed the eyes. Ow. Phase 2. Phase 3. Like the hardest part I'd say is like the first two jumps, but once you get the hang of it, not too difficult. Victory! The Joes are here to celebrate. Ah, this was made for the final weeks of NRS, that's why. Like the part that really tripped me up was that last one with the fire, but I'm gonna more favor Toxin than that. It's past a few jumps, it becomes easier. Maybe tweak the fire to be a little bit slower the first few jumps or the first jump. Otherwise, 2 thumbs up. Best stage of the episode. I'm sorry, Ank, but I'm out of time. I've already been streaming for 1 hour more than I was supposed to with levels. So overall, of the 18 levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite one would definitely be NRS 3 Occupation Obliteration by Toxin G, with an honorable mention going to Very Cool Level by Lorenzo VD. Thanks to you too, and thank you to everyone else who submitted levels to me today, this week, and beyond throughout the series. It's really appreciated. It's thanks to you, all of you submitting your levels that I have kept the series going for several years now. Oh my, yeah. So thank you yet again, everyone. Alright, before we leave for of the session, before we end off the session, you know what that means. So, with all of that said and done, it is time for the art showcase. It's the succubus herself, by Ulrich. Okay, VTuber featured here is fan art of Sa Momo. 18/18 plus. Yeah, nice pixel art. I know, this was longer than I expected, but hey, if I'm going to take a 1 month vacation of streaming, might as well focus more on the levels. Because of this, I'm gonna push the Memes Plus React stream to Sunday evening. Dark Oak, Metarex Man. Cosmo, Mega Man, yeah. Yeah, pretty well translation. From Mega Man Zeta, Mega Buster, Tendril Burst, Snow Barrier, Juice Splash. The face looks a bit... I don't know, it looks... like the perspective looks a bit awkward. When will I be back? Mid to late April. I'll still be present on the channel, but in a reduced capacity and no live streams. Colors Lies Zygarde. Oof. True. Fire in the hole. Smiley. Vanilla and Melanie's clothes. As Sylph would say, wide and tick. Nicely done. Gelatin, but he's paranoid and angrier. Is he from Battle for Dream Island, or am I confusing the series? Shh. I see. Yeah, a phone scanner app would probably work better for this, but the second one is already is good enough. Probably could crop it a bit though. But be careful what you install in the Google Play Store. Probably, you may want to ask around a bit. Mood. Wow, this is a lot darker. Sylphs. Sylph Expressions by Opry. Pseudo Gelatin. Yeah, I use OBS Studio. What about the level... Oh, you mean the yellow borders around the windows? That's to indicate that the window is being captured. There should be an option under settings to disable that, I think. But I'll check. Winter's Domination came out on March 7th and I didn't find out. r/. Redesigned slides and arm sprites belong to David Blaster. Let's blow this up. Tiny Wily Fortress, fun size playset. Once rivals, now brothers in arms. This piece from Italian artist Luciano Dam is such a amazing representation of Akira Toriyama's influence on so many anime series. Yeah, pretty much. And I don't even recognize many of these half of these series. I recognize Dragon Ball, One Piece, My Hero Academia, Naruto, Doraemon, Demon Slayer. I think there's two others which I'm not recognizing. But yeah, his work and influence transcends anime, manga, and video games. That's why we call him a legend. His influence, both direct, indirect, and even minute, cannot be understated. May he rest in peace. Door open. Redesigned sprite work. Bleach One Punch Man. Fairy Tail. I know, it's a common pose. Yeah, common pose. I'm saving this for later. I know, right? It was so sudden. Sonic Quest retake, Frantic Forest Zone, Tropical Forest. It is done. Have your official height chart for rejuvenation. Okay, heights are based on posture when standing upright. Heights take footwear into account. Okay, let's see this. Truck Guy. I like there's a person called Truck Guy. Everyone is at the very least 6 feet tall. Back on Tuesday... I see. Yeah. Revel remixes Wily Castle in the style of the sequel was. Revel remixed by Mike Crane, Castle Sprite by Ace Spark. Pretty. I see. And as such... Wait, not yet. Got some more. You don't scare me. Immediately gets crushed. Now, if Base was driving a base Megazord, or base Zord, that or you get launched into the stratosphere back to the Wily Castle. First 5 RMs from Mega Man Operation Plus. Avatar, Mario, Slime, Reaper, and Frost. Crossover, I see. F. It'd be funnier if it was just launched right into the castle or something. Spent the last 100 days making indie game characters in the style of Game Boy Color Pokemon. How many do you recognize? I see Sans, I see Turnip Boy, Shovel Knight, Poppy, Untitled Goose Game, Meat Boy. Yeah, I recognize half these shapes. I recognize at least half of them. Creeper. Oh, they even have V. V from Bug Fables. See the B on the right above the Castle Crasher character? I'll have to go over this in more detail when I come back. Like this is incredible. Not gonna show this with spoilers. Oh. Whoops. I'll show it to you in the next stream. Yeah, I saw Henry. I try to not point him out because it's funnier that way. Recreated Ryan old sprite from Mega Man Zeta. Game belongs to Gydros. And as such, this marks the end of the art showcase, and subsequently the stream. My apologies to Hocket Fan, I'll be able to show you at the start of the next stream. Or start of the next Sunday stream. In any case, Thank you very much to everyone who submitted your levels, submitted your art, or simply participated in chat. It's thanks to your very continued support why I continue to produce new content for the channel. It's very appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other piece of content on the channel, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help it out. Don't forget to follow me on X, Mastodon, Coast, and Blue Sky as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.